Welcome. It's time for Blocktalk, and we are sponsored by Coinigy. Coinigy is a trading platform that lets you link all your exchanges to one point. Also, I almost forgot what Bitcoin block we're on because we're getting so close to that halving, and it's getting pretty exciting. 414,695. Damn, closing up on midnight there on that clock. And then finally, we have Starcoin. This is a four-person team in Spain. One of the members actually has a PhD in cyber warfare. Yeah, he's an old member of a three-letter agency. So we interviewed these guys. Check out the channel below and see the interview with Starcoin, and they were nice enough to buy beer for the show. And yeah, they're a cool team. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, and we'll be monitoring the live chat here if you guys have any questions for Andrew and the Huntercoin team. So without further ado, let's see. Andrew and the guys at the intro. Hi, hey Andrew, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Andrew.
Happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, Stu.
Thanks. Oh yeah, and then here in the Tri-City in Ontario, some friends.
Cambridge, in the borough of Blair.
Yeah. You guys can choose to remain anonymous or.
No, what are your names? Tell me. Address. Social security numbers.
Oh yeah, let's see your fingerprints up. Anyways, Andrew, I gotta say thank you for asking me to host CoinFest because that was probably one of the coolest things I've done recently. And you're actually one of the writers or organizers, I guess, for News BTC.
Yeah, I'm the community manager. I help find people who want to write and advertisers and just connect. Our CEO doesn't like to be active in the community himself. He just kind of owns the thing, I guess, and I help manage it.
Cool. Yeah, well, it's a pretty good source of news. I did get one comment, though, when someone heard you were from News BTC, is you guys got to work on the mobile platform. I guess it's a little difficult to read on an iPad.
It is, especially with the ads, but, I stay with News BTC because he just lets me write whatever I feel like, and I don't get that with some of the other outlets, so I'm willing to put up with some shit on occasion.
Okay. Oh yeah, and it's also Kiko's birthday too. Me and Kiko share a birthday, so happy birthday to Kiko Mars, our resident decentralist. Cool guy. But anyways, without further ado, let's get on to the main event, Huntercoin. So I guess, can you give us a brief history of Huntercoin and tell us what it is and how it works?
Huntercoin was actually conceived years ago by a group of people on BitcoinTalk.org, and it started with a lot of fanfare because the idea is, in a world where a lot of altcoins just change the number of the money supply or the block rate, introducing a new idea in a coin was attractive. And the scientist was Mikhail from Namecoin, and he was doing great work, and everyone was hopeful. But Mikhail passed away, and then the team struggled to find new developers to fill his shoes, and it took some time. We've been finding more developers lately and working on new updates to the game to try to make it more user-friendly. So it's been about making kind of like regaining our resources, and yeah, it has been around for a while. It's a long story.
Okay. So you said briefly earlier that it's actually a fork of Namecoin, and so I guess it kind of is merged combined and it uses some of that similar tech of.
That's correct. Namecoin itself was a really innovative coin when it came out. Like when Namecoin came out, they were one of the first people saying we should do all non-currency applications on the blockchain. Additional file, I think it's name.dat. In Namecoin, this keeps track of every domain name that's owned, so associated to any key. In Huntercoin, we've adapted that. Instead of these things referencing the names of domain addresses you may own, it keeps track of the names of the characters and things like that. It's really all, it's very similar in concept. We've just changed the type of data we're storing.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't think a lot of people know this, but Namecoin is actually the first altcoin, the first fork of the Bitcoin code. Not Litecoin. Litecoin doesn't get that credit.
And I find that interesting because Namecoin, I feel, is way more innovative than Litecoin in that you can do a new function with it. And introduce an idea of alternative services on the blockchain. Before Namecoin did that, it was kind of pioneering at the time. You know what I mean? That was kind of the inspiration for it. Then we got into video games.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, sometimes I'm muting here if I go silent for a second. But
Don't worry.
You actually, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, human mining. So I was reading on the specs on it that I guess only there's 10 coins created every block, but only one is given to the miner, and then the other 9 go on the map.
Yes. So I mean, the money supply is integrated with how this video game works. Not just do you require a Hunter coin to play the game. We are competing for the money supply. New coins, rather than all going to the miners, are literally dropped randomly in the game world for you to fight over. And this is basically...
Can I interrupt you for a second? Is that real Bitcoin dropped in the game?
Well, it is not real Bitcoin. It is real Huntercoin. Although Huntercoin, you can go convert it to Bitcoin instantaneously on Poloniex. So it is real money dropped inside the game world. Although not Bitcoins, but an alternative cryptocurrency.
Well, it sounds better than a fucking epic loot.
But, yeah, I mean, and it has lots of implications long term that we'll probably get into further down this conversation. The implications for property inside video games. But human mining itself is interesting, if we're going to keep talking about that, because it adds new and interesting incentives to gameplay. We've talked about, there's always people who are into like sports and competitive things and subsidizing them, but doing so has social requirements. You have to divert funding from other projects. Here we've invented a game that in the nature of in the way it sustains itself, it can incentivize players to play without requiring any upkeep. New coins it generates does that. And it's, you have to be, I should clarify, you have to be pretty good to make a lot of money playing this game. All right, you're not just going to play Huntercoin and make bank, because other people thought of that first.
Yeah, sorry, this is my friend Dusty.
Yeah, I'm kind of into gaming.
Yeah, you were big into Minecraft for a while, and then StarCraft.
I played League back when it came out.
Hey, WoW? Did you WoW?
I'm a recovering addict from WoW.
Nice, me too.
Yeah.
See, and remember in WoW,
that 7-day free trial on the Lich King.
If I go into WoW, it's going to change the topic from human mining.
No. I just want to know the type and genre of the game that we're playing. Is it MOBA or is it like?
This is an MMO, yes.
It is
an MMO with no central server. So in WoW, you had restrictions, limitations. You could disagree with a mod who has different beliefs from you, and you could be banned. Arbitration works very differently in a decentralized, massive multiplayer game. It's more independent and autonomous, and just for demonstration purposes. If you did, and this is the thing I keep telling people, you're unbannable in Huntercoin because we have no central server. So you could go out there and make an army of profane usernames, and the only defense we'd have against that would be to try to kill them and beat you at the game. And it's interesting because it's more of like a world. In the World of Warcraft, if the developers can intervene at any moment and change a thing, it's not really a living, breathing breathing world if there's someone who's flipping a switch at any moment to control it. The Huntercoin world is very much autonomous, an economy that's self-regulating. You know, these players will keep doing this. And when problems go wrong in Huntercoin, we have to upgrade the protocol to improve the game to prevent future problems. There's so many examples of that, like bots took over Huntercoin at one point, and it was difficult because human players need to sleep, bots do not, and they'll wait and they'll take advantage of that. And we have to come up with several methods. One is it now costs Huntercoins to put a character in the game. Before we did that, someone built an AI that just made hunters everywhere, and he took over the map. And there's strategic choke points in the map. You know, you have to. It is a strategic thing. If you have your units in the right places, you can maintain a predominant position. So every week we have to reset the map. All hunters are killed, and their coins refunded. And this has sufficed in preventing hostile takeovers of the Huntercoin universe, which sounds so trippy, right? It's like that it's like that South Park episode. I don't know if you've seen it, where someone takes over the World of Warcraft and the mods could do it. It's kind of like that. There's nothing we can do except make the game better. That solution worked because it made his bot method expensive, and those are actually the biggest limitations of what we're doing. Bot attacks.
Got some more stragglers coming in here.
Yeah, I feel like I've rambled for a few minutes here. Just like any questions or?
Yeah, no, it's good. Let's see. We actually have a question on YouTube already. Will the code be released to the public, and how?
Oh, it's open, of course. It's already open to the public.
Yeah.
GitHub, Chrome things. And we welcome you to join us. I mean, we've been trying to organize ourselves under a company and stuff, but until now, it's been very much just an open source initiative, and we're just contributing on GitHub. And I'll assume a lot of the developers doing so own Huntercoins, and that's their incentive. But yeah, it's very much like Bitcoin or Namecoin or that.
So, how many developers, I guess, are on the team for Huntercoin?
Well, and that's another interesting. I'd say there's 3, but they're all Huntercoin's community is almost too open source in that. The developers are all doing. So there's one developer, Wiggy, has been working on improving the graphics. I guess I haven't showed that on the TV screen here yet, the graphics of the game, but they're sprites. There's one guy's working on that. Dome Mob is upgrading the protocol itself to allow blockchain pruning. I'd say around 3 or 4 made the game client that I use. Everyone's kind of, and sometimes you get random contributors on GitHub. I don't actually know, like some of these people are pseudonyms to me. It's kind of funny, their community.
So when the game launched, or when the coin launched in 2014, like the game was playing right then. Like people have been playing this for 2 years already, and it's been kind of evolving since then.
It was, although it was a lot more difficult to play back then.
Command line.
Yeah, I mean it's still kind of difficult. While we're doing this, I brought my computer with a solid state drive. Because if I didn't bring a computer with a solid state drive, it might not have been possible to simultaneously do this Hangout and Huntercoin. Because Huntercoin is asking very unique things of your computer. Seldom does a program ask it to run an MMO without a server, every issue a transaction. And it confuses the processor on occasion, but especially the hard drive for Chug. Ever since I got the solid state, it's been a lot better. That's why our current focus is the blockchain pruning and methods of making the game more efficient. Because we understand, the majority of gamers do not yet have solid state drive. They're not tech savvy enough to install it the way I have. And I think that's our biggest obstacle.
Yeah, that would definitely, I guess, give you a lot higher if you guys were more user friendly. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a little bit of an echo. Oh, it's gone now. Anyways, do you think you can share your screen and get a better look at this game?
Yeah, I'll show you. Let's see. Oh, geez, that's not good.
We're all waiting in anticipation.
Huntercoin doesn't like the projector. That's not good. Let me hold on a sec.
And yeah, if anyone watching us some questions, feel free to drop them in the live chat. I'm monitoring it closely. Yeah, we got a couple questions from some Frenchy French. He was wondering when if the code was released. Yeah, they have a GitHub, so you can check it out and review it. So the game's been out since 2014.
Oh yeah, but the new code is going to be released, or the update I've been discussing, the Huntercore update, probably a week or two. It's hard to say completely. It was interesting because when we forked Namecoin, or actually our blockchain pruning solution is forked from Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's blockchain pruning code contained a bug of sorts that doesn't affect Bitcoin, in that it's a very minor bug. But if you export that code to try it in other scenarios, it fails. So Domob had to alter the blockchain pruning code from the Bitcoin fork a little bit. So anyway, I'm trying to pull the game up here. Do you see it?
No. Did you click that green button on the side with the arrow on it? Screen share button?
Still not seen.
Yeah. You may be sharing something else. Actually, you're not sharing anything. Yeah.
What do you see?
Oh, wait. There we go. We got something. Really small for some reason.
Oh, it's small. All right, hold on another second. I'll fix that. This should have worked.
Oh, getting a little better. Okay, now switch to Huntercoin. Perfect. All right, so we're seeing, I guess, a cliffside map here.
Yeah, it's still very much, the graphics are pretty basic. And again, you have to understand, this entire world is contained in the blockchain. So the bigger we make it, the slower the game will go. Kind of the kind of infrastructure you need for a decentralized MMO is very different. Like our entire internet's, I think, kind of not ready for this kind of thing. Like in a futuristic meshnet made safe environment, this would work better.
Yeah, yeah. So how big is the Huntercoin blockchain?
It's over 30 gigabytes right now. I forget exactly. We have a very recently pruned version at our website, if you trust us enough to use that. Like you can download an image from Domob. He has a key verifying it's him who uploaded it on the website. Now you'll see if I make a hunter here. Yeah. It's a big world. You see, these are all the coins. These are what we fight over, hunter coins. We want these. If I go here. Here I can make a hunter. I'm going to make him green.
Yeah, I'll go back to the... Sorry, I was trying to figure out the value of the coin right now.
Huntercoin dropped recently.
Yeah, yeah, monitoring closely. We'll talk about that a little later. I got some questions on it. But so right now you're making a hunter, so you can just drop a... What does the hunter do?
This hunter will spawn randomly on the map. He will drop somewhere, and then I can issue him orders to go collect coins and or to attack other hunters. He hasn't yet spawned because it comes by block. It waits the block time, right? Because the map is on the blockchain. Gameplay data, the game state can only be updated every block. So this guy's waiting for the next block. Once it comes, it'll probably appear somewhere.
So when you make moves and stuff, you have to wait 2 minutes for the move to kind of go through.
Sounds like it's
1
a.
minute. So it is a turn-based game.
Okay. Yeah, this is kind of what I was explaining to you before, Dusty. Every time a block is, but Huntercoin uses 2-minute blocks, right?
1.
1 minute. Okay, that's fairly reasonable, I guess.
Sounds intensive.
Yeah, I mean, that was another problem. People have asked, why don't you just make a game on Bitcoin? No one wants to wait 10 minutes to make a turn, okay? Have you ever played Civilization? Guy takes 10 minutes, you're going to get mad. It's just not feasible. And the fees, you'll find you issue a lot of transactions playing Huntercoin because you're not just, every command you issue to a character is a transaction. If the Alright, that is the sound. That is the sound this client makes when my hunter spawns.
I was like, is there a baby in the room? Okay, so you got a brand new baby hunter.
Let's see where he is. Where are you? Oh, here he is. Oh, nice. There's no one here. Yeah, I'm gonna tell him get these coins. See, or I could tell. See, I should explain a few things. No, I don't know what happened.
There you go. We'll blame Windows 10 for that.
Oh, 10?
Again?
Yeah, we see it.
These are hunter coins. If I command my hunter to touch them, he will pick them up. I can do that.
So does every move, like spawning a hunter and making him walk, all of that costs hunter coins?
It incurs a transaction fee because those are all transactions.
Okay, so they're very small. It's not like these are being burnt or sent to a miner or anything. It's not like
transaction fees are some. I mean, it's like Bitcoin, but our fees are much smaller.
No,
you have to send them more often.
Are they like 0.1 of a hunter coin or like decimals of it, or?
I forget exactly. Well, it's similar. I think it's the same right now as the fee in Bitcoin, but Bitcoins are worth a lot more than hunter coins. So if the fee were equivalent in digit value, it's not much. It's tiny amounts. See, this is the path my hunter makes. It's numbered. In 4 blocks, my hunter would be here. In 10 blocks, he would be here. This is this block path. I'm going to collect all these coins. And I don't want anyone to kill me on the bus ride home. So I'm going to try to send him back here. Oh, no, he can't make it there in time.
So, yeah, once you get the coins, are they in your wallet, or you have to go to that symbol there?
Once you pick up the coins, they are held by your hunter. They will show up here or under H, hot wallet. To bring them to your wallet, your hunter coin has to touch bank, one of these. It says 29 because in 29 blocks, this randomly spawned bank will disappear. If I touch this right now, all the coins my hunter carries will be sent to my wallet. If I leave my hunter here for 3 turns, used to build this hunter will be returned to me, and the hunter will disappear. So it's possible to not really just lose a bunch of money. If you don't die, you get all your money back. This is the kind of game that rewards not being a noob.
Okay. I think most games are like that, but yes. Do you got any? Can you see any other hunters, like enemies, on the map?
Oh yeah, let's see. I'll spawn another one. They're not too expensive right now. I'm gonna make this one blue.
The price of hunters fluctuates.
Block talk. Here we go. A blue hunter named Blocktalk. Let's hope he doesn't get killed.
So does the price of hunters fluctuate over time, I guess?
It was up a bit ago and then it crashed because a lot of people. There's a lot of coins right now, and the developers have been slow to issue updates, and people are getting skeptical. That happens a lot in development cycles, I guess.
Oh yeah. Well, when I show you the chart,
It affects us because let's see. Yeah, Blocktalk hasn't spawned yet, but if he does, I'll go kill someone or try to.
Oh, we're waiting for the baby sound again, I guess. So what's this thing in the center of the map here? Is there some temple? Is that like?
in the center here, see this asshole here? Sorry, no. This guy. This guy owns the middle of the map. I tried to kill him a couple times.
Oh, so you get quite a few hunters going. You can lock down a region.
Yeah.
Damn.
So here,
Also
does he have the crown? No, he doesn't have the crown. He's hidden the crown. The crown of fortune is an item that's location is stored on the blockchain associated to your hunter if you pick it up. While holding the crown, you cannot attack, but it gives you free coins every block that you hold it. So it gives you an interesting mix of incentives. Like one time, I was over here, and the crown was like, where was I? I was here. And the crown was sitting here, and there was a guy, the crown was sitting here, and there was a guy standing next to it with a hunter here. And I realized, oh, the crown, wait. I realized his plan was he was going to wait for me to pick it up, and then he would know that I can't issue attacks when I'm holding it, then he was going to kill me and take my coins. It's some elements of strategy and surprise arise in these gameplay mechanics, although we really need to complicate them further.
So,
But here's where the crown spawns.
like, just gave birth to a little Blocktalk somewhere.
Yeah, where's the little guy? Let's see.
Congratulations.
How many characters can you hold at once? Like, can you just command it?
20.
20?
So if I wanted to, I could just, spawn them all, meet them at some area, and then just slowly work my way over to the map.
Yeah.
If it's
And there's other, see, hunters,
You
this
hold
guy is, ouch.
yourself with some.
Another thing I must mention is the color system. As much as you all want me to go and attack this guy, he's blue. And I'm also blue. And blue cannot hurt each other. And this introduces new game warfare tactics in the game. I'll bring you back here for an example.
You're my boy, Blue.
So one of the blues.
Reds, yo, Reds! No, I'm just kidding.
So do you get a blue bonus if blue controls the crown? Like, what's the advantage?
No, because there's no cohort
After
between
you-
separate players also owning blue characters.
Oh,
If you notice, this guy in the middle, all of his are the same color,
yeah, of course.
red. Because if his were of different colors, they could hurt each other. And he wanted to amass a gang that could all fight together. So to counter this, I would have two options. A, I could bring a whole bunch of greens, and we could have a red-on-green battle going on and fight for the Crown of Fortune. Or I could be a huge dick, and I could send a red hunter over here that's the same color as his, and I could just collect coins and he couldn't attack it.
So are there any statistics, or can I see, I guess, like when a guy is moved? Like if you click on one of his characters, oh, I see he always moves, during 9 to 5 hours in the New York time zone. So you can kind of start strategically doing stuff like that, or you just have to monitor that on your
You
own.
can do that to each other. You'll find examples of this kind of thing. You have to guess who you're dealing with. A lot of the time, victory comes down to guessing the identity and location of the other person. I'll give you a great example. Suppose a guy was just chilling, like this guy. Is this guy moving? No, not even moving. Check this guy out here and consider the gameplay implications. He's chilling here next to a huge wad of coins. There are two possibilities. One, he fell asleep. That's a great possibility, which would mean I could bring my hunter in, kill him, and take all the coins. Or he's pretending to be asleep, and he's waiting for someone to come try to kill him and take all the coins, and then he's going to kill him. And this requires me to guess the identity of this person. No, I know that this guy's going to kill me. This guy's killed me before. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, fuck it.
I know better. Screw you, bro.
Go on, bro.
Not fooling me twice.
Fucking gank him. Call for it. Send the other blue.
Yeah. Let's see. So blocks have gone by. So my guy collecting hunter coins over here has gone a bit further.
Yeah, let's see how far he is.
Yeah, I have a question about that. You move one brick every block, or is it like 5
Every
bricks?
block's a minute. I mean, it's a minute on average because a minute is the block time.
There's 2 minutes every block.
It's
Well,
1
it's 1
minute.
minute. We went over
My
that.
mistake,
I
yeah.
forgot that. Yeah.
Well, it's 1 minute, but we found a problem that with certain actions, you'll almost never get a confirmation on the first block. So for certain, like especially with the destruct mechanism, like if I want to destruct someone, I always issue a block in advance. And that's another thing we're working on. The network needs to be faster and more robust, because to the extent that we have to consider that, we're calculating technological inefficiencies into our strategy, which is kind of funny. And also kind of educative about how blockchains work, because if I tell you it doesn't come to the next block, you have to think about it and understand what that means. But in the long run, all gamers don't want to understand what that means, you know.
No, yeah, I think you got a good point there. This is an excellent like learning tool for how a blockchain works and kind of the mechanics, because that's what I always tell people when I tell them about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, Dusty, let me give you some Bitcoin. You got to try it. You'll
It's
understand
true.
it better.
It's true.
You know? And he doesn't want it. He doesn't want free money.
Well, you know, I actually handed that to a guy at the bar.
Oh,
Try this. He's like, what do you get out of this? He's like, you know, it's other people have to use it, and then I don't have to convert it to Canadian to spend it. We can all just spend bits.
okay.
I don't think he got it. He thought I was pulling his leg.
I was playing what was it, Halo Online, and whenever in between matches in the chat room, I was like, you guys should buy Bitcoin. And like I was doing it so often, some guy was just like, do you work for Bitcoin or something?
Yes, I get paid in Bitcoin, so I do work.
Not could be, bro.
Cash, is that true?
Oh, he has the crown.
Oh. How do you know he has the crown?
Because he has over 300 coins.
Oh.
In addition, this must be a graphics glitch, because the crown is supposed to make a little thing show above his head. But your hunter can hold, all right, further explanation. Your hunter spawns with 200. It costs 200 coins to build a hunter. And that's his health. That becomes analogous to his health. If you, each destruct attack you launch takes 200 health. If you destruct this guy, he'll die, and you'll take all of his health. If he had more health, you just hurt him. But here's the thing. Aside from the coins that which are your health from creating the hunter, he can only hold up to 100 coins at a time before he has to touch one of those bank things to deposit them to your wallet. So the max his number should be able to say is 300, because he can't have more than that, because he can only hold 100 coins plus 200 health. So this guy,
And also a health regen mechanism then.
this guy must have the crown of fortune. He has 200 health, and he's holding 111 coins. That is risky. But again, he has a lot of guards. He's like, come take my coins, huh?
Bring it, punk.
Defending himself.
So he's not doing anything by holding the crown any longer.
No, every turn, every block he holds the crown, he gets coins.
And you
But
can't move with the crown, right?
Yes, he can. And this, he's not even bothering to collect these coins generated here, probably because he wants other people to think he fell asleep and come try to take them so he can kill those people.
Meanwhile, he's just like always looking.
Oh,
Yeah, when real money is on the line, you'll find strategy gets intense.
I just ran the numbers to create a hunter. Actually,
Today's currency in Canadian funds, what's that?
it's about 80 cents or American.
American.
Yeah.
So like $2.
No, it's like $1 Canadian. $1 Canadian to buy a hunter. Interesting.
Yeah, we can lower that, I guess.
That's just kind of a rough guesstimation. I'm kind of going off of the price I want to buy Huntercoin at.
I thought it was like
What it is
Versus
now.
the current price, yeah.
Hunters are getting cheaper.
Wishful.
well, we will make them cheaper, but when we lowered it, it was when we called him the Dominator. It was the nickname of the guy who his bots just took over this map. Like he zoomed out and he had just hundreds everywhere. He took over the map.
Dusty, don't be rude.
Sorry, who's the game designer on this? Yeah, who designed this game?
It's open source. It's just
So no one designed it.
Collaboration.
But
We're-
at the same time, that can make it.
So it's a group.
find the guy who founded this initiative and funded it is starting a company, and we're seeking funding to get developers. But so far, it's entirely coded on an open source basis. There's no company.
So I could patch it for you, or just put in my own little.
We welcome you to do so.
Yeah, but everyone has to accept that backdoor. Like,
well, doesn't that just happen every minute? Doesn't that
No,
everyone
no,
just
no.
accepts it every minute?
well, if you get it into the GitHub, it's reviewed by a lot of people. Like everyone.
Real Green won't let you put malicious code in our GitHub.
The same reason why your Bitcoin wallet is secure. You can build your own Bitcoin wallet, but you're still using the blockchain that everyone agrees to use. Scott, you play a lot of Counter-Strike. What's the whole mechanics behind bots and that? Isn't it kind of more like some bots are really good and bots, yeah.
Oh, I don't know what you mean.
Well, I mean, like in this game, they want to actually discourage
They're
bots,
running
but I
almost
feel
like-
like in Counter-Strike, it's almost encouraged.
Yeah, well, there's no
You encourage bots?
bot and
Why would you do that?
Okay.
absolutely no. You can either turn it up to the nines where it's godlike, or it's just.
But does
not
like
fair.
a mod come in and just ban them?
Oh, you mean like hacks? Like
Well, no, I'm saying like a bot playing legitimately, but it's using like auto aim or like it's playing way better than any person could. Does a mod just say, yeah, this bot's too good?
Yeah,
ban 'em.
they actually have like a community-based
Reporting.
reporting system. People, you after you have a certain amount of wins, you can view potential reports, and then
Okay.
they can be banned by that. Right?
So there is policing systems in the standards model. It's just in this one, whenever there's an issue, everyone has to agree. It's like, okay,
Yeah, that sounds a little tougher to.
well, if people are getting screwed over, I guess. I don't
Depends on
know.
how many people you're talking.
Yeah, we have to use mob justice in Huntercoin. In Counter-Strike, the developers would ban a malicious bot user. In Huntercoin, all we can do is update the protocol or go full like South Park and stage like an in-game war against him and try to take the map back from him.
Yeah.
through mechanisms.
That sounds pretty fun.
That
It's
would
just
be, that
like
would be the funner route.
we can't stop him. We need to amass a massive army. Everyone buy Hunter coins. Maybe that's where the massive rise come in. It's like
That's
there's
where-
a
yeah.
bot that just has the whole map owned. It's like,
The real thing, because of the type of game this is, you can understand logically how controlling more hunters at once, if you can afford to do so, bestows benefits, correct? You have more tactically advantages. A bot can keep track of more hunters than you can in your brain, always. A bot will always have advantages in mass warfare scenarios in Huntercoin. How many, can you keep track of 40, 50 hunters? A bot could if we let it. So we have to consider those kinds of, but there's other ways that bots can be pretty stupid. Like if you've played a lot of shooters, or like especially in the old school consoles before AI got better, there's things about AI that you can notice and manipulate. You can predict their responses on occasion. And that's true with bots in this game. Like I'll know if I do a certain thing, if I detect it's a bot, I know how it's going to respond. But it's still not, we still want to get rid of them because it drives up the cost of making a hunter. That's the main reason. The more bots buying hunters, it's just decreases the supply for humans. You know?
I have a question.
Yeah.
This game actually playing right now?
Yes.
Because like it seems like there's just lots of bouncing and there's not much activity. Like even your previous move is still just a drawn zigzag, right?
Yeah.
So how do you know if it's moving?
Well, it is a turn-based game. On average, he'll move one block every minute.
So where is he now?
Let's
Can you
see.
see where he is? Like I guess 10 minutes or so. 10 minutes.
Decentral's right here. So he'll be here in 3 blocks for approximately 3 minutes.
Sorry, where is he here?
See, this is my guy right here.
Okay, yeah. Actually, it was okay.
This is his path he's following. See, it's numbered.
Yeah.
It's numbered by block.
Mm-hmm.
Each
but you
block.
don't see him moving in real time, or
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, exactly. Is he moving like can I see where he's going to be or like where he is right now?
yes, and in fact, every one of my opponents can see his path and where he's going to be.
But like, where is he right now? So it's been like, I don't know.
He's right here.
Okay, but you made that move like 10 minutes ago, right?
Yes.
So you should be like on block 10 or on path number 10 or 510. Right?
What number did it say 10 minutes ago? I don't remember.
I can't remember. I just figured like that. Like when he spawned would be like time 0, right? And then like say they're about 10 minutes.
Well, when he spawned, the number that showed up here was different from the number that shows up here now. Every number on this line counts down with every block that goes by as he moves through the line and follows his path. So,
that would make I guess the ones that are closest to it should eventually be 0. Should be 0 first if it counts down. Like, for
I mean,
example,
technically there shouldn't be a 0 because that 0 would be telling you your hunter will be at this location in 0 blocks.
That's 0 blocks. Oh, okay.
And yet the concept you guys mentioned real time. There is no concept of real time in blockchain gaming because blockchains work in block time. Right? The entire Huntercoin universe, just to it's like a stupid physics analogy. They say human time is quantized. There is a minimum unit of time. That's true in Huntercoin. There's a minimum unit of time in Huntercoin because the blockchain is only so fast. And that's why, can you imagine if we used the Bitcoin blockchain?
Right, you said, yeah.
And we wait 10 minutes. It's ridiculous.
So like 1 block is 1 minute, right?
On average.
On average, okay.
And these are other. What if I was a really powerful miner who just loves games and wants to win and just I'm a douche like that. I could do things like, for example, and it's happened to me. Like I'm making a move, and then the next block comes in 5 seconds before I can finish pressing my move. If you were a smart miner, you could do that to mess with people. You know, the idea of you have to, sometimes it'll be 2 minutes, sometimes it'll be 30 seconds because of block time. And occasionally that's messed me up. Like I was about to press the issue command button, and then it was already the next block.
Oh, interesting. But again, so I'll just ask you one time. Maybe I just don't get the system very well. But like, so where is your guy right now?
He's located here.
I can see the mouse very well. Can you move the mouse up? So he's like where the blue arrow is, basically.
Yes.
He's there right now. And then, so it's been more than like the average time of 1 minute.
If we sit here and wait for about a minute, you'll watch him move.
Oh, cool. Okay.
He'll go here.
But I mean, like, it's been more than a minute.
Yeah, we've been waiting like it was 10 installed, it's only 8 like done at the bank.
Yeah.
So we passed a couple of blocks.
Huh.
This guy's not moving anywhere.
Right, exactly, yeah. That's
Oh, he will. Maybe it's going slow right now.
Oh, okay, so we should move. You'd see like the blue arrow or like the blue guy would
He
move
will-
to the next block.
He will just perfectly follow this line.
Okay, I see.
Now,
Andrew, we have another question from the YouTube chat here. Are there any more items planned? I know you mentioned the Crown of Fortunes, but is there any other items that kind of make it gameplay more interesting?
that's a great question, and it kind of gets into some of our future plans, because the short answer is yes, depending on which client you use. There is actually more than one game client interpreting a Huntercoin blockchain. The one I'm showing you right now is Mythromans. And what this means is that I could put data in a transaction in the Huntercoin blockchain that one client chooses to interpret and another chooses to ignore, which means I could have entirely separate gameplay worlds inside the same blockchain, which is getting crazy. But this will allow our developers with different and competing artistic visions to go off and code their separate ways on the same blockchain using the same coin without interfering with one another. I feel like I'm rambling. What was your question again? Sorry.
Items.
Different items.
The next item is the gem. There's so one person, Wiggy. Wiggy is the one, I don't know his real name, and a lot of people in Huntercoin are pseudonymous, like the Huntercoin blockchain. Wiggy has been upgrading the graphics. His upgraded graphics are not displayed here right now because they're not yet integrated with this client. But Wiggy has also introduced a gem item that he places on the map for those interpreting his version of the protocol. So the problem with, so yes, there is other items, but the problem so far is that his item cannot bestow gameplay effects. Because if it did, characters using the item in his client would have advantages over characters using other clients that don't recognize that item. So we're getting to kind of a divergence here, or we're probably going to see multiple Huntercoin worlds, multiple maps, with different mechanics going on. And there'll be how many human mineable coins appear for them. would be proportional to how many people are playing and how quickly you're being picked up. This would allow a decentralized video game modding environment like Steam, where people do all the time, but the most popular one would survive. And I think pretty much this is possible with a soft fork, because if I introduce another digit or element of digits into a transaction in Huntercoin that corresponds to an additional gameplay mechanism, people who don't want that update can just ignore the digits I put in that transaction. They can ignore all this extraneous information. And miners who like it can choose to process it. We can actually do all of this without a hard fork, which is, I think, the plan. We're just trying, it's really hard on our devs, basically. Like, a lot of us have jobs and stuff. But, yeah, hopefully that answers questions.
Yeah, that kind of covers mine. That's really cool, because I remember hearing about some WoW players that were playing. They like ran their own server of like the original World of Warcraft.
Oh, yeah,
Expedited?
they got shut down recently.
Yeah, and then WoW shut it down, or Blizzard shut it down. 'Cause they're like,
Nostalgia craft.
yeah, but this is cool because you can play whatever you want, and you're still on the same chain. Like, rules all apply.
Still magic.
Another question in the plan here is there a mobile app planned, and like the focus of development currently right now?
I think that someone.
We need the founder of Huntercoin, Snailbrains. He's started a company that's seeking investment. We need more resources to build a central server that can handle this. No one in an open source community really wants to be the one to throw out a central server like that randomly without liability issues and whatnot. I think once blockchain pruning is complete in the next week or two, our focus is, depending upon if we succeed in getting an investment in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably start with the server. Otherwise, we're going to work on upgrading gameplay a bit more before we go into that. Because there's more complex things, I feel. I still feel gameplay is kind of simple. But yeah, I think the server thing is really a long-term necessity for mainstream adoption. Because most people aren't going to set up a node on their solid-state drive like I did here. And that's going to be a huge barrier.
Another question, I guess, is are you guys planning on? Well, okay, so this whole thing could be recreated rather easily, I feel like, in Ethereum. Are you guys kind of looking into that, or is there any kind of idea of maybe porting some of the coins over to an Ethereum-based game and like having the same game kind of maybe run in engine or something, or anything Ethereum related? I guess is my question.
I thought of that because I'm into lots of video game coins, actually, not just Huntercoin. And I appreciate Ethereum's capabilities too. But I think Huntercoin actually was released before Ethereum was a thing. And that's part of the reason why it's here like this. If that had not been the case, I think the devs might have leaned towards Ethereum. But this was all a pre-Ethereum initiative. So they went in a different conceptual direction with their development and coding, I think. This whole thing isn't Turing complete, exactly. It's just that we've tweaked the mechanics of the blockchain to suit the video game. You can't code anything on the Huntercoin blockchain like you can on the Ethereum one. It's tweaked specifically for this video game, and I'm not sure if that's good or bad or not. I like Ethereum too, but I think there's no pressing need to worry about that.
Yeah, no, it's just I was curious to hear your thoughts on it because, like I say, this is a really cool and really early project that was kind of developed, and you guys are still working on it. Seems like, so it will be interesting to see where it goes. And like the chain, I think the older a blockchain gets, like you start seeing a lot of the value and the history that's involved with it, the usage and everything. If we got any other questions here, are you seeking an investment of, say, VCs? What's the current business model? How do you make money?
Well, we are. There might be one or two watching this. I've talked to a few people. Our founder's in London, where he lives in the UK, and he's talking to people there. The idea of getting investment for this is to allow centralized services on top of the Huntercoin chain. Like I said, to enable newbie players to play without having a full node. It should run on their phones. It should run on browsers. That requires a central server with some code tweaking to its Qt, you know. Yeah. Can we take a break for a second?
I suppose so. We need a washroom break.
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
All right. Maybe I'll take a quick moment here to mention our sponsors again.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be back.
Everything too. All right. Let's see here. Let me share my screen. For everyone watching at home, you guys should probably check out some of our awesome sponsors that we've had currently and in the past. Yeah, and here's the chat here. But oh yeah, Keelan Kunz, thanks for all the questions. Well, he just said thanks for asking all the questions. So, anyways, yeah, I think how they're making money. Well, it's the same with like Bitcoin developers. They probably own a lot of Huntercoin and they make money by developing it further. Like, if I'm a Bitcoin developer early on, like I benefited a lot by creating something like a paper wallet generator or something.
So you're kind of just hoping to create the next big thing to catch on.
Oh yeah.
So like, let's just mention, was it Dogecoin?
Dogecoin, yeah.
Is that's a split from Bitcoin then, or is it a crypto-based currency separate entirely?
Yeah, it's a fork of Bitcoin. All cryptocurrencies, I guess, are a fork of Bitcoin.
Is that just because they've had this model of like open?
Yeah, well, and
verification essentially.
Yeah, like there's a couple public developers for Doge, but like the reason I guess it has value is so many people think it has value, right? Like the more people hold on to them and don't destroy them. It's the same with like, why does gold have value, right?
That's I think you
Yeah.
told me that on the week.
We're getting into a tangent of
that one.
No,
Everybody's taking a piss. What are we gonna do here?
Okay. Anyway, let's yeah, no, we're on a break. Let's talk about Starcoin here. So these guys are actually they have like 100% pre-mined coin, but they're using it in a distribution model to incentivize their company. So it's almost like the stock of their company, and I'm putting air quotes up right now. Yeah. Scott will confirm the air quotes. But they are doing Bitcoin debit cards, but they also want you know, people to invest in their company. So they're doing that by selling the coin and providing like products for the coin. So the company is Crypto Commerce, I think.
That's good to know.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Whatever I want.
Oh, you guys back?
I thought you muted it.
I did mute it.
I hear Taylor. What's going on, bud?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you, yeah.
Whoops.
We hear everything. We hear all. We're like the NSA.
Never mind.
Do you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. Well, I'll stop sharing my screen then.
Somehow we got it.
All right. So yeah, we're all watching. It looks like your guy hasn't moved yet. Like, yeah, he's still on the first block. Do you think the client is maybe hung up, or has the blockchain for?
Maybe he never clicked enter.
Maybe. No. What do you think?
He's right. I never issued the command.
You're only planning your route. There's the red. Yeah.
Oh, you've been missing out on.
Dusty,
you
you're
need
already
some troubleshooting.
You're an expert in this game already.
Yeah,
I can
you're
tell.
calling me a noob, but I could own you.
Yeah, Dusty is
5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's good you made me do that, because now you're gonna observe the confirmation process.
Well, I have a question because my cousin recently put $100 on League of Legends for Riot points, and you know, that's fun and all because you don't have to pay to play the game. But are you going to make some sort of system where you can dump money into upgrading your avatar?
Well, yeah. I mean, in games like League of Legends and Dota, it's more about making your avatar look cooler, as long as it doesn't give you too many player advantages.
Oh,
Things
no,
like that.
Advantages. We want it all to be like, you know, you're not better at this because you played it longer than me. You're better at it because you've got better strategy. I'm fine with that.
Pay to win.
Yeah, that's why I don't play WoW. I'm done with that.
Purely aesthetic.
Well,
Yeah, pure aesthetic and like just for the enjoyment of it, but you don't actually gain a better.
Dusty wants.
I kind of wanted to talk more about the WoW. I used to be into WoW, and I don't know how into WoW you were, but I owned the auction house on the Majora
Like
server.
gold clip I can put in any.
No one and the problem with that was at some point I was super wealthy in the WoW game, and I wanted to sell some of my
And then
WoW
an update
gold.
came out, and then you got just reset to everyone else, and now your PvP gear means nothing. And this is
But it's
why.
not just that. It's that in the World of Warcraft, when I acquired, I had the Gnome helicopter, I had 20,000 gold, I had everything. I had the dragons, but if I get banned, I lose everything. And the ways I can get banned are sometimes very arbitrary. Like I can't even sell my in-game assets to other people because Blizzard fears their assets being declared worth real money for tax purposes. So you cannot do economic trades in a game, and especially not between games. And if you do this, if you do the analogy to games like, suppose a game and I'll bring up another blockchain game, maybe you've heard of Spells Genesis. Now we're talking about the value of blockchain-based video game property. In a traditional game, if I make a lot of money in the game and I want to sell it, or just I want to do some kind of transaction that's highly regulated or prohibited, I was never able to sell my WoW character. I failed to do so. I could have done so at like a 10% of its real value because of the complications and barriers. In this world, if we can't ban you, this stuff is like it's really yours. And to the extent that in the World of Warcraft, someone can flip a switch and all your property disappears. Is it really your property if someone can do that? No one can do that to you in this world. This is actually more living and breathing. And I like a great analogy is Magic the Gathering online. I love Magic the Gathering, and I've played the digital version. But the terrible thing about the digital version is if you get banned from the digital version, you just lose all your cards, don't you? Because they're stored on their server. Do you own those cards? Not really. You don't own a card that can disappear if a switch is flipped. Any game card or property you put on the blockchain is yours. You see what I mean? It's more independent, more living. And that's what I really want to see in gaming: living worlds, breathing worlds.
Yeah, the other game I heard about was EVE Online, which is like almost like a multi-million-dollar economy. People put many hours into building ships and everything, and
I'm on that one too, yeah.
And we had a large discussion of it in our Slack for Jumbucks about just the fact that there's so much money that people want to be able to, I guess, get the value out. Like they want, their work to have more real-world value. So making like a crypto portal or of some sort would be a good idea. But
yeah, I liked portal.
Well, and okay, so you mentioned Magic the Gathering, which short form is Mount Gox. Didn't Mount Gox have like WoW items for sale and stuff? Like that was, I guess, kind of the beginning of the Bitcoin trading was on Mount Gox.
I think they were into Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I thought there might have been more than that though.
I don't know. I've never touched Gox.
Yeah, it's before my time, fortunately. Let's see here. Looks like your guy's moving a little bit.
Yeah, because the command is issued. He's going to go one block per turn now. Oh, let's see how your baby's doing.
Oh yeah, give him a commune.
You were good on picking out what the issue was.
Yeah, no, I've been doing that all day.
That person? I want Blocktalk to kill someone.
Yeah, me too. Let's go shank some guys.
But not your own guy.
No,
not for demonstration purposes, but for ponage purposes.
Yeah, not Blue. You're my boy, Blue.
But the nearest enemy to me is also Blue.
Yeah. That's not an enemy then, now is it?
No.
Clan member.
I'm just gonna bank him.
Yeah.
If he stays here, he'll go back to my wallet.
Oh, that's how that goes.
How far away is that? 20, 30 minutes away?
Now let me ask you this: if you bank your character, can you reinstate that character at that the same bank, or does it just you
No,
just create a new?
you can only spawn him randomly again.
So you wouldn't
Banks,
benefit
the
to
bank.
bank your character. Other than
Well, the banks are also randomly spawned.
Coin.
This bank will disappear in 80 minutes.
Well,
And you have to stand on it for 3 minutes.
Correct.
But Andrew, you also mentioned too, I guess randomly everyone on the map dies as well, right?
What?
Every week, everyone on the map dies. Everyone.
So is it like every Sunday, or is it like?
So like,
No, because if we picked an exact day, you would calculate your gameplay pattern.
Is it a block number? Like it's fairly easy to know. Oh yeah, no, bank everyone now.
Yeah. There's an average block number by which you can expect it'll happen on that block, plus or minus some amount of blocks.
Okay.
But you never know exactly which block will be the disaster, because if you did, your AI bots would calculate themselves to that, and it would defeat the purpose of the disaster function.
Yeah. Oh, so it's random, but only like semi-random, like where it happens on a kind of a 1 to 2 day window.
Not so different from a block time.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see if we got any more chats here. Man, Keelan Kernst is going crazy in the chat. Could the Huntercoin blockchain also be forked to be used by game developers of other games, or would it be easier to build their own one then?
It depends on what type of game they want to build, I think. You could, and for an MMO, especially, or any turn-based game, I think that would be the most efficient way to do it. And beyond turn-based games, whether or not you'd want to fork this or start from scratch depends upon your intentions, I feel, because you could tweak this to fit other gameplay genres. Like, for example, what if instead I could set up a central server wherein two hunters, if they're on the same central server, agree on the server to an alternative method of deciding who dies when they're square to square and initiate the destruct mechanism. For example, the server could launch a browser-based fighting game, little shooter, and whoever wins that would be the victorious hunter who continues on. Your options modding this game go pretty far, like if you want to layer things on top of it. And again, someone's like, this what I'm running actually is a somewhat centralized protocol on top of Huntercoin. This is by Mithril Man. It's an Italian guy in Bitcoin Talk who made this just because he likes Huntercoin. But he does have a server this connects to, although he doesn't enable banning or anything like that. He uses it for trying to introduce additional gameplay elements to the game. Like he could introduce a gameplay mechanic that's interpreted and accepted by this client, but other clients interpreting the Huntercoin blockchain don't recognize that at all. You see.
So, but how does that work? Where like one client will, be getting more coins with, say, the Crown of Fortune, but then other clients, they're not evaluating that. So then is that a fork?
So what's a necessity in introducing divergent gameplay mechanics is that those on separate branches disagreeing about the rules do not conflict with each other on the same map through following different rules. And there's different methods of tackling that. It wouldn't be that difficult to simply duplicate this map and say world 1, world 2, and each transaction is numbered. If your transaction has 1 in the world segment of the transaction, it's interpreted as trying to issue commands to a hunter in world 1 or 2, which can follow different gameplay mechanics. The other option, which is what we're doing right now, basically, is that we're introducing gameplay mechanics that don't interfere with people who aren't using them, right? Like the gem I was discussing, there is another item in the game already. But if you're not using that client, people who have the item can't affect you with it, right? Because then it would be affecting the base protocol layer of the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I follow. What was my other question here? Oh yeah, talking about forking the game. I think this would be really cool if someone forked it and made it kind of like Pokemon, you know, like turn-based battle.
Yeah,
You would run up to another guy, and then when you battle, you have like turn-based strategy. Anyways, what else was there?
I think that's cool too. Oh, that's actually, I think we're thinking about that long term, but we don't want to throw people who bought 100 coins under the bus. So even if we do that, we want to keep working on 100 coin. And another thing we've thought about is, well, we do have plans for like a more advanced like MMO RPG style game. But going forward, whatever we decide, the plan is if we do have to introduce a new chain to accommodate some new game, we want to make its genesis block the outputs from a 100 coin block. Like we want to continue it. We don't want to start a new game and make people feel like, oh, I bought all these 100 coins and he's starting a new thing. You know, I don't know if anyone's done that before, where you can start a new chain and make its genesis blocks inputs to outputs of a block from another blockchain, such that it's a continuity of users.
Well, that's why I mentioned what's it called, the Dogecoin contract that's going on right now. I mentioned it several times on the show because that's going to be a really interesting mechanic where you can have coins go into Ethereum and then come and be able to come out of it. So you could send Huntercoin into the Ethereum chain, play other games with it, and then be able to send them back, and they're still viable tokens in both areas. So in that way, you guys could have several games using Huntercoin.
Yeah, you could even. I mean, I'm a complete believer in synergy between protocols. Like I don't get why people feel there's so much competition between coins all the time. There's no reason I couldn't have the Huntercoin, or we couldn't think of an interesting way to make Huntercoin protocol interact with the Ethereum protocol. I never see these things as competitions. Like I mentioned before, what if I wanted the Huntercoin protocol, two people who agree to come up with fighting each other rather than the destruct kill? You know, mini game like that can be handled on Ethereum, or a Turing complete system like that. And I think in the long run, all games are going to be doing that. I picture lots of integration between protocols like Ethereum and Bitcoin and gaming, because no one like Bitcoin has advantages in that. I should not say this too much, but like if you wanted to 51% attack Huntercoin, it's way easier than Bitcoin, right? And that's a liability. So there are advantages to sticking with the Bitcoin blockchain for gaming. Screw this mod, I'm going to destroy his chain. Forgot my point, actually. Yeah, sometimes. What was I saying? Alex.
Yeah. We were talking about the Ethereum chain. Shh. I'm doing a thing here, guys. Okay. Anyways, we're talking about Ethereum, but yeah, the functionality of these chains, and that's why I mentioned this contract a lot, is because that's kind of going to allow more inter-functionality between chains, and even something like side chains and stuff like that. I think it's going to make this whole ecosystem just like turn on its head and be that much more of like this crazy, I don't even know what to call it at that point. Like it's already so hard to keep track of. We got to do more Blocktalk shows and keep following it. But how are our little guys doing? Have we caught any coins yet?
I'm checking on one of them. Oh, here he is.
Oh, he's getting close. It's like 4 or 5, about 10 minutes away from starting to rack in some change. And
yeah.
Wait a minute, is that bank there moving?
No, the bank here disappeared because its timer ran out. Banks spawn randomly on a timer, and they disappear when the timer runs out.
Okay, so can you like cancel this path now halfway?
I'll just issue a new path.
Oh, I see. Okay, and it looks like somebody's coming towards you now too. You got some guy who's like 1,000 minutes away. Oh, he's gone again.
Yeah. See, my plan here is, if you're going to play this game, sometimes you'll want to use bots, even though you're a human player. And I'll give you a great example. You're falling asleep, but the bank is not close to you. if you fall asleep with your hunter out, some asshole will come kill you. That's going to happen.
Well,
So this particular client contains a very small section of automated behaviors, not straight up bots, but little AI behaviors that you can switch on and off. So if I really was going to pass out and I knew that, and I was like, there's no way I'll get to a bank tonight. What the heck? That's not good.
Yeah, I love that you're bringing up bots again, because even in like trading, like it's funny to see some of the smaller market caps have just like one bot on them, and they're really like, people will identify like how shitty the bot is, and they'll game the bot.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and you can have guys who are writing bots and, you know, selling them for Huntercoin. So it's like, yeah, here's my auto bank bot. It will automatically, you know, chase down the closest bank.
Yeah. Well, the auto, I was about to show you, but it looks like Huntercoin just crashed. This is another thing. This is the first time I've tried doing Huntercoin and like hanging out with someone, like doing other internet stuff at the same time. Because Huntercoin actually is relatively intensive on your network. So this kind of just got mad at me, and I've never even seen this error before. Because yeah, that's new. I'm going to tell Snailbrain I don't like that. But
I love seeing improvements, and, you know, like this thing's come so far, like earlier on. And even now, just looking at the chart, you guys had some crazy activity here earlier on. Like, I'm sharing my screen with the Huntercoin chart, and like that start of this year, you guys went 10 times in value, and it looks like it's come almost all the way back down again. Did something happen in the last month that might explain this kind of quick drop from the support level? Like, you guys were cruising at like 1,000 satoshis, and then you kind of dropped down to 600.
Yeah, we hit 2,500 for a bit. You know, I told a lot of people that were trying to bring Huntercoin back, and some people thought it's probably going to work out, and they bought in. But it hasn't really caught on mainstream yet. So I saw an initial spike in price from people who are aware of our plans and bought some coins in case our plans work out. But it's not big enough yet to like catch off when just random internet people like buying like they would Bitcoins or Ethers, you know. You need to reach the point where a mainstream guy's just like, I heard this is taking off, and he doesn't even know what it is, and he buys it. That's the like success point in crypto, I think.
Well, it looks like you got someone who's putting in a really solid floor here. Like, I would totally buy Huntercoin at like 350 satoshis. Like, that's like the bottom of your base.
I know that guy. He won't let it go that low.
Oh, well, we'll see about that. But looking at the historical highs, man, this thing used to be worth like a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, before Mikhail passed away, it was worth more.
So whenabouts was that?
That was years ago. Mikhail was the Namecoin scientist who was Snailbrain's head dev guy, and he was smart, and then he had a stroke. And it's been a struggle to have enough devs on the team ever since.
Well, looking at the chart here, yeah, you guys have some resistance when you first kind of launched that you've been bouncing off of, but every little tick we've seen in the last year since the beginning of 2015, you've gone a little bit higher. So I'm going to be watching Huntercoin closely. If there aren't any other points here, I think maybe we'll do our tradition of predicting the Bitcoin price, and we'll wrap up the show here. Is there anyone in house there that has a question?
You guys good?
Cool. So, Andrew,
Yeah.
my main TA man, what do you think Bitcoin's going to be in a week's time? I know, like, we got a little bit of volatility going on here.
I think it'll stay around here and maybe go up a bit more. I think people are buying partially. I think there's there's a lot of hype here, like some mixture of people thinking China is buying and people noting that the halvening is happening quickly has caused a lot of people to interpret a possibility of massive upturn, and they're probably buying based on their speculation of that. And I'm not even sure personally if the halvening will have the effect that they're anticipating it will, you know?
So I'm gonna need a number as well.
What?
He's gonna need a number as well.
Number of what?
Well, how much Bitcoin is?
Yeah. What is the price of Bitcoin in a week's time, Andrew? Next Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
$600. American. Sorry, what's that Canadian?
Yeah.
Figured out well. I need to
Sorry.
start thinking in American dollars.
Anyone else down there who wants to guess?
What's your guess?
My guess.
Oh,
Oh, I think I'm gonna say 650.
what? What's American?
American. Yeah, we're going off a Bitfinex price.
He's way more bullish than me. I mean, I did sell my Ether for Bitcoin yesterday.
Oh, that's the sign. Scott, what do you think Bitcoin's gonna be in a week's time?
What's that now?
570.
I kind of needed money.
595 at least.
595 for Scott.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Dustin. Give me a number. You're thinking way too hard about this.
Well, I don't
Already.
wrong in the
The happening.
550. Okay.
and in a month's time.
So brutal. Ashley, you in on this? 600? Oh, $6. Ashley's going Price is Right. It's correct. Yeah,
What's the current?
$570. Okay, 600.
507.
All right. So Andrew, have you checked out your chart yet?
Money supply is.
My chart?
Yeah. What do you think? Just give me a number for price, bud, and yeah, maybe put us back on the live cam. I want to see you guys before we sign off here.
Oh. I'm guessing 600 USD, man. You're bullish. I'm not as bullish as you.
You're gonna go with Ashley and also say 600. Okay.
You said 650. But you're crazy.
I'm crazy. Look at this chart. Look how bull it
What did
is.
you say, sir?
I said 650.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
I want to retire next week. All I want for my birthday is $600 Bitcoin. Could happen. Any other price predictions from Decentral there?
Is this like a case study of crowd?
This is like Augur. Like we do our own little prediction market, and you'd be surprised how accurate. Like somebody's usually within $1. Anyways, it's pretty quiet there, so I think I'll just assume nobody wants to put their name next to a number.
Well, do you want to put a wager?
I tried doing wagers in the beginning. It was just hard to track down money.
Why don't you do a Bitcoin poker night?
Oh, that sounds like a good idea. Maybe we'll do a show about that, Dustin. Yeah, I'm down for that.
A table, 6 cameras, and like you only like someone moderates it.
Yeah.
They can play their hand and they can say fold or not.
Yeah, and then other people at home can bet on it.
It's just me. It's just me. Like cards.
No, that'd be good. Yeah, that'd be real good. Okay. So yeah, let's. I'll save this and tweet it out. But this has been a great show, Andrew, and
Excellent.
yeah.
Oh yeah, video.
Mm-hmm. Bye everyone, and Decentral. Thanks for calling in, Andrew. We'll hopefully talk to you again soon. Oh, his laptop died.
Oh no.
I was like, we still have a screen, but I was like, what's going on here? All right, well, we'll just end the
Farewell.
feed. Yeah, farewell, everyone.
Happy birthday, sir.
Happy birthday.
Nice guys. See you in the next 1,000 blocks.
Bill, Bill, Bully 2.